The storm rolled in fast that night, its heavy clouds blanketing the sky and soaking the quiet suburban streets in cold, relentless rain. Liam Carter, a hard-working single dad, was just finishing dinner with his 6-year-old son, Mason. Their small, two-bedroom rental wasn't much, but it was warm, clean, and filled with love, a fortress from the world outside. Liam had just finished drying the dishes when a faint knock echoed through the house. Confused, he checked the clock, nearly 9 p.m., and wondered who could be visiting at this hour in such weather. He opened the front door cautiously and was startled to see a teenage girl standing on his porch, completely drenched. Her long hair clung to her face, her thin jacket no match for the rain, and her lips trembled from the cold. "I'm sorry to bother you," she said softly, her voice barely audible over the rain. I didn't know where else to go." Something in her eyes, frightened but sincere, stirred something protective in Liam. He didn't ask for details, just stepped aside and offered her shelter. "Come in. Let's get you out of the rain," he said. She hesitated, then nodded gratefully and stepped inside. Liam fetched a towel while Mason peeked from behind the couch, curious about the stranger. Liam offered her a change of clothes, his old hoodie and a pair of Mason's oversized sweatpants, and started heating up some soup. The girl introduced herself only as Emily. She didn't say where she was from or why she was alone, but she looked relieved just to be safe and warm. Mason, always friendly, handed her his favorite dinosaur toy as a welcome gesture, and for the first time, she smiled, just a little. That night, Liam let her sleep on the couch while he stayed up, staring out the window at the rain. Who was she? Where were her parents? And what could drive a girl her age to wander alone in the storm? He didn't know, but he also didn't care in that moment. All he knew was that someone's daughter needed help. And as a father, he couldn't turn her away. Whatever her story was, it would have to wait until morning. For now, she was safe. The morning after Emily arrived was quiet, the storm having passed but leaving behind puddles and a sky smeared with gray. Liam awoke to the smell of eggs cooking. Startled, he walked into the kitchen to find Emily, wearing his hoodie and Mason's oversized pants, carefully scrambling eggs with Mason sitting beside her, chatting like they'd been friends forever. It felt oddly natural, like she belonged. Liam cleared his throat and Emily looked over, startled at first, then relaxed. "I thought I could make breakfast as a thank you," she said. He nodded, still trying to process how easily she'd fit into their home overnight. Over the next couple of days, Emily remained quiet about her past but was helpful and kind. She folded laundry without being asked, tidied up toys, and helped Mason with his coloring books. Liam, though still curious about her background, didn't push. He'd been through enough pain in his own life to recognize someone running from something. Still, the mystery of her identity lingered in the back of his mind like a question that refused to fade. At work, Liam went about his duties at Wintech Logistics, a massive warehouse known for its strict policies and even stricter CEO, Vivian Blake. Her name often echoed through the staff halls, usually accompanied by phrases like "cold as ice" or "don't cross her." Liam had never met her, though he worked long hours in one of her largest facilities. The irony of how different his home life was compared to the corporate world never failed to strike him. That evening, as Liam picked Mason up from school, Emily asked to come along. She seemed more at ease now, even smiling as Mason talked non-stop about dinosaurs and recess. As they walked back, a black luxury car slowed beside them. The tinted window rolled down, revealing a well-dressed man in a tailored suit who stared at Emily in disbelief. "Miss Blake?" "Emily Blake?" he asked in shock. Liam froze. Emily's face turned white, her body stiff with fear. She didn't answer the man, just stepped closer to Liam, as if clinging to the safety he unknowingly provided. In that moment, the puzzle pieces began falling into place. The girl he had sheltered, protected, and welcomed into his home, was the daughter of the CEO he'd never even dared to speak to. Emily's silence said everything. She didn't deny the man's words, didn't run, didn't speak. She only looked at Liam with pleading eyes that begged him not to let her go. The man, Vivian Blake's personal driver, stepped out of the car, concern etched across his face. Your mother's been searching for you for days, Emily. The police have been informed. You can't just disappear like that. But Emily shook her head fiercely. I didn't disappear. I escaped. Her voice cracked. I couldn't take it anymore. The pressure, the image, the expectations. She doesn't see me. She only sees a future she built, not the daughter who lives in it. Liam gently pulled her aside, away from the car. Emily, he said quietly, you need to tell me the truth. All of it. With her arms wrapped tightly around herself, she began to speak, her words shaky and rushed. She was the only daughter of Vivian Blake, the powerful CEO known for running her empire with precision and control. But at home, Emily had felt invisible, pressured to be perfect, suffocated by expectations, and constantly criticized for not being enough. After one final argument, she'd walked out into the storm, unsure where to go until she ended up at Liam's porch. Liam listened, absorbing every word with growing empathy. He saw now why she had clung to their simple home, the warmth, the honesty, the love that didn't come with conditions. He made a difficult decision that night. He called Vivian Blake. Her voice on the other end was sharp, clipped, and full of fury. You're the man who has my daughter, she snapped. Liam didn't flinch. Yes, ma'am. But before you come storming in to take her back, I think we need to meet face to face. Not as CEO and employee. As two parents. There was silence. Then, reluctantly, she agreed. Tomorrow. 10 a.m. My office. Liam hung up and turned to Emily. You need to face her. But you won't be alone. Emily, tears in her eyes, whispered, thank you for not giving me back like I'm just lost property. Liam placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You're not lost, Emily. You just needed someone to see you. Liam stood outside the glass-paneled office building the next morning, his hand gently resting on Emily's shoulder as they waited to be called in. She wore a simple dress, her hair neatly brushed, but her eyes darted nervously. Inside was Vivian Blake, a woman Emily feared not because she was powerful, but because she had never truly listened. When the receptionist waved them in, Liam led the way, determined to be the calm in whatever storm might follow. Vivian Blake sat at a long table in her executive office, elegant and commanding. Her eyes locked onto Emily with a mixture of relief, anger, and something softer, regret, perhaps. You disappeared, she said coldly. Do you have any idea what you've put this company through? Emily took a breath. I didn't disappear. I left because I couldn't breathe in that house anymore. Vivian's face twitched, but Liam stepped in before the conversation became another confrontation. Ms. Blake, he said evenly, I'm not here to challenge you. I'm here as a parent. Your daughter didn't need discipline, she needed someone to see her. She needed space to be heard, to be human. Vivian's expression hardened. And you think you know my daughter better than I do after a few nights in your home? No, Liam replied gently. But I know what it's like to raise a child alone. And I know when one's heart is breaking quietly. The room fell into an uneasy silence. Then, for the first time in years, Emily raised her voice, not in defiance, but with clarity. Mom, I'm not a press release. I'm not a headline. I'm your daughter. I want to love you, but not if I have to be perfect for you to love me back. Vivian looked away, eyes glassy. Her hand trembled as she reached for a glass of water. I didn't mean to make you feel that way, she whispered. I was trying to protect you, in my own way. Slowly, the wall between them began to crack. In the days that followed, Emily went home, but it wasn't the same home anymore. Vivian started attending therapy with her. Weekends were spent at Liam's, where Mason would greet her with excitement and Liam always had hot cocoa ready. What began as a stormy night turned into the beginning of healing, for all of them.